the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Jets and the Houston Texans. Now the elder statesman of the NFL, Adam Vinatieri, set to get us started. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his... Trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Shift together here from the D-line. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. To throw is Watson. Trying to lay one up deep. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Well, that's how they envisioned to get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A great play there. 77 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. On second down, here's Miller. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Out to his left. They got his man complete. And they'll get it all the way out near midfield to the 45. That goes for a gain of 31. Here's Matt. That's good for a Jet 1st down, a gain of 13. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Now Hackenberg forced out to his left. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the throwing football.
They'll run with Mack. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's good for a Jet 1st down, a gain of 13.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Bernardrick McKinney in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Now a carry for Mack. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. I think that's Mack who's still down. Yeah, it is. Mack apparently shaken up there. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Hackenberg. Being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big 1st down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
Out of the gun, Hackenberg. Dancing to his left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On the ground, Forte. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Matt Forte, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets have taken the lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. Lamar Miller. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a 1st down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the 1st down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he is out of bounds here on the return. And New York set to take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can... as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Play fake. Hackenberg. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Brent Grimes. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And it's a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, no, I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. And they gave up the pick six. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Hackenberg. Flushed out right. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Zach Cunningham able to drop him for a loss of 4. They go play action. Hackenberg. He's going to air one out. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 55 yards.
Today's receivers in the NFL, they're the complete package nowadays. We know they can run, we know they can catch, but they have those big frames now. So oftentimes they just out-physical guys downfield and go up and catch the football. And we saw a big gain as a result on that play.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. 3rd and goal, Hackenberg. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Robbie Anderson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And, Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
On 1st and 10, Watson. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. To throw on 2nd is Watson. And the hook up here with Jalen Strong complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll bring up a second down. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. On second down, here's Watson. He sets to fire deep. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. So because of the yards after the catch, they'll wisely decline the PI.
Yeah, since it was pass interference, they would have gotten the yardage at the spot of the foul. But as you correctly noted, a little bit of run after catch for them. That extra yardage made it easy to decline the penalty.
After the penalty, it's Miller. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
To throw on second down. Watson. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
Second down and a little ways to go here. 2nd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now Watson on 3rd and goal. It's a Houston Texans touchdown. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out come the Jets. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
First down, Hackenberg. Escaping the pressure right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On the carry, this is McGuire. And he'll power his way up near the 25. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. gets back. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back at the 22-yard line.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best running backs who are having big days.
36 yards on the punt with no return, and the Texans take possession. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Hackenberg on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. There they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot. What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
Right? As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Shift together here from the D-line. Watson on 1st down. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Second down now after the pass completion. Now it's Watson. Gets it to Strong. And, he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back. Right there at the 43. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. carry now for Lamar Miller. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll run it again with Miller. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter.
Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 20. Yard line. So the D-line's going to spread out. Starting the drive with a give to Mack. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. Staying on the ground with Mack. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Hackenberg now to throw on first. Going up top. He's got it at the 15. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Robbie Anderson with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Jets have made this a one-score game. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. And now out comes Houston. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Let's go!
Here's Watson to throw on second down. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Watson now to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston, and they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
They make so many catches that are so tough, so acrobatic, so difficult, that often surprises me when they actually turn the ball over. You know, when the ball actually comes free. It's amazing sometimes because of what we see them do on so many different plays.
Had the catch, but couldn't control it on the contact. Now Mack, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Back now here on EA Sports. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Hackenberg now. Hauled in by Anderson, left side. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Hackenberg. Flush to his right. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. In that last field goal, Charles, the 500th of his great NFL career. Only 2 unrelated Andersons have more. Gary at 538, Morton with 5.6. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now a first down throw. Watson. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy sideline, and use him well.
C.J. Fedorowicz, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And unsuccessful there, trying to dump it underneath. That'll bring up third down. I guess they're in a situation now, fourth quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on fourth.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. A broken tackle on the run, and then just on the other side of midfield, they get to it. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 5 yards left for the offense. It's 2nd down. And they'll go bootleg with Hackenberg. Steps away to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. The Jets on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Hackenberg. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion. Force them into going for 3 and not giving up 6.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at the 15. A beautiful fake. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. On first down, it's Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the fourth quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Leonard Williams in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Here we go.
Here's Watson. He's going to let this one go deep. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to your backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. New York set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Another run, this time Forte. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a 1st.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They keep it on the ground. Mack again. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Gave a glimpse of his power, but not a whole lot of space. Down at the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. He was close to flirting with that sideline, but able to stay in bounds like you know his coach wants him to do and keep that clock moving.
Isn't it funny that we're watching this play when we had that discussion just yesterday about this? What do you do in this scenario? What do you know, what's your mindset? It appeared to me that he'd totally forgotten that he needed to stay in bounds, and then the last says, oh no, I better get down. And he ended up doing the right thing. But at that point,
and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Are you